Hello, I'm Anthony Giarrusso, and today I'm going to be creating a mini series of motivational videos. As a role model, I want you to copy me and possibly learn from my stories so then you can incorporate them into your own life. Music, what this means is to be aware of the music that you listen to. I do believe that music can influence your behavior and could lead to either positive, negative, or even neutral forms of your own human behavior. I remember when I was very little, I would actually listen to songs about dinosaurs on cassette tape. I was very young. But I remember hearing on the radio for the first time In Sync. And I don't remember which song it was, but when I heard In Sync on the radio, that was my first CD I had ever got. It was this CD. Over time, I started getting more CDs. Some were from the Now That's What I Call Music CDs. And I also remember getting Britney Spears CDs and Backstreet Boys CDs. However, by the time I was in about second grade, maybe third grade, I discovered a new music selection called techno. I first heard some techno music by switching around the music playlist in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, which was the first PlayStation 2 video game I had ever owned. And I really enjoy that kind of music. It was kind of more of like a modern symphony music, but a lot more upbeat. And for most of the years between third grade and sixth grade, all I'd pretty much listen to would be techno for that period of time. Then in middle school, I think it's mostly because I was hanging out with my cousins a lot, and my cousins were really into hip hop and rap. One of my cousins was really into Eminem. I was not an Eminem fan, and my parents didn't really like me listening to Eminem. But I listened to some Eminem with my cousin, which then led me to discover 50 Cent. And I became a 50 Cent fan, bought a bunch of those CDs. Then I discovered another hip hop artist that was associated with 50 Cent called Lloyd Banks, and I became an instant fan of Lloyd Banks. And then over time, I heard a lot of hip hop and rap songs, and I found artists like 3 6 Mafia, Bun B, The Game, Akon, and other hip hop / rap singers. Then I got into high school. I listened to hip hop and rap mostly from like 6th grade to 10th grade. And I was very, very stressed out. I needed to find out a way to feel calmer and feel better about myself. And this is one of these motivational things that you can learn from listening to this story, is I felt like I was being possibly manipulated to have a certain point of view from listening to all of this hip hop and rap. and it was becoming negative. So what I did is I went back and I started listening to techno music, and I listened to the old techno music. I found songs from techno from before I was even born, and I got really into that, like early 90s, late 80s techno. And then I found lots of modern techno from around 2010 that had just recently come out. And then I started making CDs and putting these CDs with all these songs that I downloaded, and I'd play them in my car when I was driving. Then all of a sudden, I moved out to Ohio, and then I got sucked right back into hip hop and rap for whatever reason. And then I ended up moving back from Ohio to New Hampshire. And then later on, I moved from New Hampshire to Florida. And right around the time I'd moved to Florida, which was in 2015, I kind of gave up on hip hop. I don't know if it's because I played it so much, I was just so bored with it, but I went back to playing techno. And since then, most of what I continue to listen to is techno music. Most techno music does not have any words in it, and it keeps me pretty calm and relaxed. So, as a role model, what I want you to do is really think about the music you listen to and really consider, are you acting out potentially due to the words or the lyrics in multiple songs? It might not just be one song, it could be a whole string of songs, which then makes you want to have a disrespectful attitude to your parents or family, or even be harmful to friends and lose friendships because of your bad behavior that may have been influenced by the types of music you listen to. Something I did notice, because there's one type of genre of music I hate, and that's country music. But I noticed that there's something very similar with country music and their lyrics that hip hop and rap also have in common, which is the murdering, the drug use, and the alcohol abuse. Why are those such common themes in country music and hip hop and rap music? And do these things initiate some kind of human behavior, hearing that over and over and over again, to make people either depressed, upset, or angry, to where it then affects their outer part of the life because of that music that they've listened to? Just something to think about. I am not a psychiatrist and I'm not a doctor, so you could say, Anthony, well, you do have a really good point, but, just think about that. I just want you to think about that. You don't have to do anything that I tell you to do, but just think about it. I'm Anthony Giarrusso. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.